because of the clever engineering and prefabrication available in this kit. That's right, this is a kit. We've been building it. Let's take a look at where we are now. We started on our layout by completing the basics of gluing the styrofoam, laying down the track bed, and wiring our layout for power. Next, we built the support for our tunnels, hills, mountains, and city. We rolled up paper into a mushroom shape to fill the gaps to configure our layout's topography. Then, we used plaster cloth to cover the entire layout, giving it a snow-covered look. Then we added color and vegetation by painting the rocks that we made. Green foam was then sprinkled onto the layout to simulate grass. Finally, we put ballast on the track to make it realistic. Now take a look at our layout. I'm joined again by my friend Miles Hale, and Miles and I demonstrated a few scenery techniques in that corner of the layout, and we've applied them through the whole thing.
That's right, Chris. We've taken the rock outcropping techniques that we did, plus the rock blending techniques, and applied them all the way across here, including some in our riverbed, and especially on the front by our new stone arch bridge, which we added to the railroad by using some tunnel portals that we cut down. Bridge.
Different types of trees on your from Scenic Express, these foam leaves, or from Nock, these paper leaves. These are very realistic looking. But what we're going to do today is we're going to build some trees. All right, let me just explain one thing. They come flat, and you have already bent the branches in whatever direction you want.
Right, yeah, I'm going to bend these even some more. The more realistic I make it look, the more I can make it look like a believable dead tree, the better real tree it's going to make. So I take it between my thumbnail and my first fingernail here, and I just put bends all over the place. I bend them up and down and around and every other way. And to this then, I'm going to take some of the Hobby Tack adhesive, which is a kind of irritant or whatever. It's a real safe product.
It's water-based.
Water-based again. And I'm going to paint that onto the branches. Now this takes about 30 minutes for it to set up and really be ready to go. But the advantage is, once it dries, it'll be tacky for weeks on end. So it'll be always ready for you to utilize at any point when you're ready.
We're going to finish painting on the contact cement, and when we come back, we're going to add on the leaves. For more information on Maple Road, as you can see, our layout needs some more height. It needs some trees, and that's what Miles and I are working on. We have 2 tree armatures we've painted with contact cement, and Miles is going to add some leaves.
That's right, and this is truly a magic trick. If you blink, you miss it.
Ground foam that has been dyed green is the material used for creating foliage on the trees. You know, I kind of like this just the way it is. It looks like a horror movie dead tree.
Well, and let's face it, not all the trees in your forest are going to be alive. You know, there are some dead trees. So taking the time to bend them correctly really pays off dividends.
All right, but we'll make this one alive.
Yeah, put some life on it. It deserves to live on your railroad.
Look at that. It's almost an instant tree.
It is.
I mean, and if a little falls off, so what?
That's right. This is just going to be used as bushes back on our railroad. We use it as some of our weed families that we did earlier.
All right, I'd like to make a tree out of one of these super trees here.
All right. We just take some Scenic cement.
Again, water-based.
Water-based. We'll spray it on top of the leaf structure here.
And I'd like to try some of these paper leaves.
Okay, sprinkle them on there. We'll catch the excess in the tree, in the tray, and then if we need to, we'll gather those back up and use them again. Yeah, feel free to put them on pretty freely.
Kind of looks like a poplar, sort of.
Yeah.
Well, not exactly, but a nice tall tree.
Get it started like that, and then we'll spray it again with the Scenic cement and then add some more onto it, because you can always add more volume to it. As we can do the same thing then, we'll take another armature and we'll spray it up, and we can use some of the Scenic Express foam.
Ah. These look great. Foam leaves or paper leaves, whichever you like better. I kind of like the paper, very delicate, realistic look.
Yeah, it is.
But it's all subjective, whatever you want. All right, let's go attach some trees. Probably the most important thing to remember when placing trees or dealing with anything else in nature is don't be symmetrical. Asymmetry is the word. Wouldn't you agree, Miles?
That's right, yeah. Plant them in 3s and 5s and 7s. Odd numbers is a keynote of this. Basically, if we have a pin or a nib, we can just simply poke a hole in the layout.
I'm just using a very thin Phillips head screwdriver.
Screwdriver, yeah. And sometimes these will just poke in like that. And you have some that have pins already on them, which is good.
Some of them have music wires. Some of them have actually little nails on the end.
Yes. Yeah, some of the pre-made ones will come that way. Hold up, it's tough.
And you'll see similar types of trees growing in a cluster. So I'm going to put 3 tall pines right in this hill. So Miles, what do you think?
You're looking great. The only thing is that both of us have tree groupings that are now jumping off the railroad. It's the same thing that we talked about before in trying to make them blend back into the background.
It looks like a mass of one color.
That's right, yeah. So what we want to do now, sun would shine down on these and highlight the tops of the leaves. So one thing we can do to help that out is just simply blow some scenic cement over the top of that. And then we can take some yellow grass. Yeah, there you go. And we'll just lightly sprinkle, just barely, just a little light dusting of kind of a snowfall or whatever on them.
Now don't go away. Miles and I are going to finish up all the tree work.